Here with Coach Tina Barrett, Associate Head Coach for Men's and Women's Golf. Coach, if you could just recap the spring slate for women's golf and the success and all the tournaments so far, followed by a few questions.
Yeah, sure. It's been a good spring so far. A few ups and downs, but a lot of ups, and so that's kind of all we're looking for, working our way into conference. And we started the season in San Diego. Played okay the first day. Second day was amazing. Really our best round of the year, I think, maybe. Statistically wise, we had 2 players shoot 68 that tournament. So we shot 8 under as a team, which was amazing and super fun. And that was a good field, and it really showed like our potential. You know, we didn't play as well the last day, but I was super pleased with that, especially just coming off the, you know, we're in northern Colorado. It's coming off and going to a nice warm weather place was good. We went to Texas next, and that was super fun. We had 2 players play really well, and we're in contention to win the tournament actually after the 2 days. And our team actually was right there and in contention to win. We didn't get it done, but a lot of really valuable experience gained. So I was super pleased with that. And then we went spring break. We went to Hawaii, which was so fun. We dodged some poor weather there. We kind of got in between two weather systems, but we got it in, and really a great experience for our players. We had a lot of fun off the course, but played, you know, kind of halfway decent on the course, finished kind of where we should have. And then from there, we had like kind of a tough travel back in Greeley just for a day, and then back to the East Coast. So kind of tough with the time changes and everything like that. And we didn't play our best, to be honest, in Atlanta, and you know, just some good things to work on. Super pleased with Timber, though. She played really well, especially the last day. She played really well, really all week, but got it done the last day and moved up into a tie for second. So super exciting for her as a senior to have another chance to win a tournament. And now we have 2 events left. Texas A&M, which is we leave Saturday for. Super strong field, great course where we played last year and had some success. You know, and then conference a couple weeks after that. So I'm excited about the week that we have ahead of practice. We've had 2 great days of practice so far already. And so a good week of practice this week. We'll be ready to go.
Coach, you mentioned Timber. She's had a great season from the fall heading into the spring. What have you seen from her that has just been so consistent all year long?
Yeah, the fall she played amazing, had a couple chances to win. She was hitting the ball amazing. This spring she hasn't hit it quite as well, but still like really, really solid player. I don't know, she's just like the person you kind of want on your team as a player and a leader. You know, I'm trying to have her like stay where her feet are. You know, she's going to be sad that she's been here for 4 years. Her brother was here before. She's like just probably the best player ever to play for the Bears. And you know, it's kind of bittersweet to see it coming to an end. But she's doing a great job of staying in the moment. And you know, she's a great player. And so it's fun to see her have some success and all the hard work she puts in.
The Bears have demonstrated great depth in several tournaments. J.C. Hartman, Samantha Columbine specifically. What have you seen from them and their preparation to always be in contention and help the Bears position well?
Yeah, for sure. It's fun to see. They were, you know, obviously freshmen last year, sophomores this year, and they're going to be the future of our team going forward. You know, after JC and Caro, after Timber and Caro leave. And so, you know, Sam in particular, she's a super strong ball striker, hits it super, super far. And so she has pretty much unlimited potential. JC too, like super steady. I think that's what really helps her. And if she can make a few putts, she can score low. We've also had a good contribution from Caro, our other senior, you know, with some good rounds here and there. And then also Liv Solonek has played really well for us this year too. Better, definitely improving from last year, and has a lot of potential as well. So.
And lastly, Coach, you mentioned the upcoming tournament, strong field. Always look forward to that one. How does that tournament kind of prepare you for conference down the road and here in a few weeks?
Yeah, for sure. I think it sets us up really well because the course is difficult. So playing a difficult course is always a great test and seeing what you have to work on. And then also like playing against a strong field is always going to give you great experience, and knowing that we can compete against a strong field, it gives our players confidence.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks.
Coach, great tournament this weekend, great event. Recap the event for us, any highs and lows that you want to talk about, followed by a few questions.
I thought it was a great rust buster. You know what I mean? Overall, I thought we maximized the most we could out of each event that we were in. Certainly, we're still a long ways from where we need to be, depth-wise, but I think from the performances that we had, if we can double, triple those, moving in the direction of Big Sky with the positive momentum that we had, I think we're fine, man.
Oh yeah, Coach, some record-breaking performances once again for your Bears on both the men's and women's side. Talk about their performance, their approach, and the consistency to keep elevating their potential.
Well, the jumps are kind of back in the scene after being dormant for about 3 years. Kamaria in the triple jump, amazing young freshman. Tyler doing a great job in the long jump. You look at Daniel Beckford, one of the fastest times in school history outside of Jerome Campbell. I mean, he's running faster than Jerome did his freshman year. And then, of course, the legendary Regina Impagachi, she's coming back. Monique Stewart. I mean, I think from all the performances, when you look at that, Dino, Rafael Buchellam, all those performances collectively are putting us in the right position, and the momentum is really great. And we're not where we need to be, and it was an eye-opener where we have to look at kids that we need to elevate so that we can be stronger moving in that direction for Big Sky.
Coach, you kind of touched on it a little bit and the depth of the team on both programs. How important is it to have that depth and knowing that people can pick up the pieces where needed?
I think it's really important. When you look at NAU, when you look at Montana State, those are the marquee teams, and they have a lot of depth. And so we have athletes that are almost there but are not quite there. And so it's incumbent on us as coaches to push them to that level to where they can be effective and help us score.
Absolutely. And Coach, looking ahead now, 2 tournaments going on this weekend for the men's and women's side, the Stanford NCU Invitationals. Talk about how important it is to compete in those type of events, and how they prepare you looking ahead to Big Sky.
Sure. The Stanford Invitational is one of the biggest meets in the country. So we're bringing 2 of our heavy hitters there, Regina Impagachi and Monique Stewart. And they're going to be going against the big girls, you know what I mean? And so right now, when you look at our program, we've got 4 kids that are ranked right now in the country. Now, it's early in the season, but collectively, you look at what we did last week, we've got quite a few kids on that top 10 rank in the Big Sky. So Stanford helps those kids that we're trying to get to the Nationals, and Colorado gives us more opportunities to get better at what we're doing so that we can do better at the bigger meets.
And lastly, Coach, some key areas for the team, whether it's improvement, whether it's areas that you've seen improved, anything you want to highlight there on both the programs?
I think everybody's working really hard, and the sprints are looking really good, the distance are looking good, hurdles are looking good, but it's still not enough. There are areas that we really have to get the kids to step up, you know what I mean? And that's what we're working on right now.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Coach, great weekend for the Bears. 2-1 series win over Sacramento State. If you could just highlight, what you saw from this weekend and some areas of improvement, perhaps, and then we'll follow by a few questions.
Yeah, Sac State, they have been playing excellent ball, and they are always tough competition. So, coming into the weekend, really, we had a game plan going in against Sac, and I think that we executed that game plan really well. And I think we made a lot of really good in-game adjustments, and it led to 2 wins. I think we knew we were facing super hard competition, but I think too, getting to be at home was an excellent way to start the season, and then an excellent weekend to get to against Sac. I don't honestly, in the 4 years I've been here, I don't think we've ever taken 2 from Sac in a series. That it ended up being a great weekend for us. Yeah.
Coach, you talked about how tough of an opponent Sacramento State was, but if we go back to the non-conference portion of the schedule, it was packed with very well-coached teams, teams with high potential. How important is it to get those early games in the season to prepare you for conference matchups?
Yeah, I think that piece is huge for us. Win or lose, you're always learning something as a team and finding growth in that. And I think we set ourselves up with a really pretty hard preseason, to be able to go against our opponents in conference. So I think it's really lent us well, and I think it's helped us to be prepared going into conference, which is great. That's what you want in a preseason. So, and we took some knocks in the preseason at times, but then also had some really strong wins against opponents that are, equal or better to what we have in conference, and that's what you have to have. So I think that has helped us a ton, so which is great. Yeah.
And going back to the weekend, Coach, the offense seems to stay hot on Sunday and early in that Saturday game.
Yeah.
What was the approach to that you saw from your team? Was it more aggressive? Was it being patient? Finding the pitch?
Yeah.
What did you see?
Yeah, I think we were facing Sac's best pitcher, and actually their entire pitching staff is really phenomenal. Their ERA is super low. They're really good. I think our game plan was to be patient. They don't pitch in the heart of the zone very often, and so we had to be very patient and kind of force it as much to the zone as possible. And I think that we showed patience. We worked to the game plan, and then when they did bring it in the zone a little bit, we took advantage of it. So and then again stuck with a situational hitting approach too. And I think that's come out in the last 3 weeks for us, and that's been really important. When we have runners on, how can we score them, right? No, it doesn't matter how we score them, just can we score them? So, I think every hitter really had their approach. They understood it. They knew what their game plan was, and I think they executed it. So, makes for fun wins.
And on the flip side of that, Coach. Yeah. Clean defense all weekend long, and strong pitching, especially in that Sunday match.
Yeah.
What did you see from that side of the field as well, and how important is it to make the routine plays and get the ball in the strike zone?
Yeah, I mean, we always kind of joke that if because I call the pitches and I'm like, can you just put it where I ask, and we always get a little laugh out of that. But I think that's exactly what the pitchers were doing. They were putting it where I was asking them to put it, and they were doing a great job in that, and then the defense was phenomenal behind them. So that's what you need. You need those 2 things to come together, and it came together for us. So yeah, it was great.
And lastly, Coach, looking ahead into upcoming events, what does the preparation look like for your next series? Is there some areas of improvement you want to see? Is there something you want to remain consistent? Anything you want to touch on that?
Yeah, I think this past weekend, we as a team talked, really about finding consistency with our energy, and we're focusing a lot. Again, it's just about us, right? We have to focus on us and what we want to improve on each weekend to just keep getting better and better. But we're going in against Montana, who just came off an excellent weekend with 3 wins at home, and we're going to their home turf, right? So I think, you know, we have a battle coming up. But it truly doesn't really matter who you're playing if you can stay within yourself, you know, and so we've got to have that game plan. You know, we've talked a lot about how do we get stronger mentally, emotionally, physically, and then, you know, also culturally throughout this season. And so that's still our game plan. That's what we have to focus on even through this week, heading into the weekend, and you know, and then just go try to play our best ball against Montana. So, but excited. Maybe not that excited about the weather on Friday, but we're also used to the cold. So, you know, at least we're not coming from a warm weather state heading into some cold weather. But excited to go there and just see what we can do and play. You know, hopefully we play great. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.